right, welcome all to the conversation this morning. And as I hinted to you from a couple of days ago, on Fridays, for the next 4 or so Fridays, hopefully we can solicit and obtain some sponsorship for this program and make it more, more constant, yeah. Because I think it's a program that we need very much. I'm joined this morning by my good friend, Mr. Matthias. No, ladies first, I say? Yeah, ladies first, all right. Okay. Miss Carla Noel?
Yes.
All right, how are you, Carla?
I'm okay, thanks.
All right, good. And of course, folks, Mr. Matthias Williams is a staple in GBN. And we've got this program. It is called The Education Conversation. Yeah, we'll get out a nice name for it as we progress. I like the name already, but make it a staple. And okay, so basically this morning, the intent of the program, the objective or objectives of the program is to bring to the attention of the listening audience, in particular the parents, concepts and perspectives on education. All right. I'm going to stop here and let Matthias, who is the brainchild behind this format of the program, sort of give us a flip through as to what we intend to accomplish when we would have completed the program through its entirety. What we really want to achieve here.
Well, I think, good morning. And I think, good morning, I think you would have captured it there, right there, to just share some insight on different topics relative to education, with the listening audience. So that, in a nutshell, I think is what we're shooting for. Yeah.
That's the reason why I said, because education is a continuous process. So it's a program that we would like to continue. We want it to be an integral part of the household nowadays with so many distractions around. It's important to have that aspect of life. And it's not just for children. As a matter of fact, I'm liking the fact that it's really targeting the parents because they're the ones that could initiate changes at home. Carla, what are your thoughts on the program?
I think it's a good one, as you say, in terms of reaching out to the parents in the changing dynamics we have in the world today.
Okay. There
needs to be a format that they can follow.
Good. Now, in that light, it is therefore imperative that people know that this program is independent. Right? So we have to do what we call a disclaimer. the disclaimer. So it says here, this discussion or program is not for political mileage towards any particular political party. The discussion or the program is not intended to personally attack anyone's character or portfolio. The sole purpose of the discussion is to bring greater awareness on educational topics to the masses in a meaningful way. Callers are kindly asked to stay on topic and only bring meaningful contributions to the topic being discussed. And listeners and viewers, let me reiterate this. Stay on topic. All right, the time is limited. We have just about 45 minutes for delivery time, and after which you can call in and give your suggestions or make your contributions, whatever. Let's stay on topic. And having said that, the topic for this week, all right, for this week, it's what is education? And we are going to look at the types of education, whose role is it to educate the child, all right, basically. So let's get the ball rolling. And viewers and listeners, remember, when it's the call, always remember, keep the volume of your radio or television, whatever gadget you are using, keep it at the minimal, and also speak clearly, briefly, and on point to the topic. The number that you'd have to call, and that's just around 15 minutes until 8 o'clock, it's 435-2041. Again, my guest this morning is Mr. Matthias Williams and Miss Carla Noel. What is education?
I think we get a ball rolling with Carla.
Ladies first.
Yeah. And by the way of introduction, you should mention also that Carla is at the primary level. She's at St. Andrews
School.
RC, okay.
Yeah, St. Andrews RC. And so Carla get the ball rolling and her contribution, and we didn't collaborate. So it's her views, her perspective that she put together. So let's hear what she says.
Yeah. What is education?
So basically, I think that education is a process of teaching and learning.
Okay.
Once the learning or teaching is taking place, then that's education.
All right.
So, for example, what you're doing here, discussing issues, reporting news, so the knowledge that you have, pass on to others.
Okay.
They listen and they learn. That's education.
All right.
In my view.
So, in essence, education doesn't necessarily be contained to just a classroom.
No, it doesn't.
That's the reason why we say life is an educational journey.
Exactly, and as you live, you learn.
Matthias, you agree with that?
Well, I have a broader perspective. I'm not sure if you want to take all of what Carla is saying relative to that topic, because I went a little wider with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get with it.
So I went back and pull in some names that would be familiar names in the study of education. Mm-hmm. If you're into the field of education, there's some names that come up. You're studying education, there are names like Piaget that would come up when you're talking about the development of a child. There are names like John Dewey that would come up. There are names like Pestalozzi, there's names like Bruno. So there's certain names that come in when you study in the field of education.
So that's rudiments.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so there's some fundamentals. Yeah. So I went way back though. I went way back first. I'm gonna read some definitions for you. The first definition I have here is comes from Aristotle.
That guy.
All right, Greek philosopher. So he says education is a process of creation of a sound mind and a sound body. A process of creation of a sound mind and a sound body. And I like the mention of the two elements.
Because they coexist.
Right,
Yes.
sound mind and sound body. Then Pestalozzi, who was a Swiss educator back around in the 1800s, he says, the process of education is not only self-realization of the individual, but it is also to bring into action the potential in man. Mm-hmm. Education is not only self-realization, and realizing that he's not saying that education is not self-realization. It is self-realization, which is a big component of education. Mm-hmm. Getting to know yourself.
But it's not confined to that.
But it's not confined to that. But it's a significant part. In addition to that, he's saying it's also to bring into action the potential in man. Let me give you one of my favorite ones now. Dewey is a big name in education. All right. Dewey argues that it is the job of education. It is the job of education to encourage individuals to develop their full potential as human beings.
Okay.
Schooling for all would foster the physical, emotional, spiritual talents of everyone, as well as the intellectual. So he mentioned 4 aspects there. Again, he didn't just mention academics. Right? To foster the physical, emotional, spiritual talents of everyone. And this is the line I really like. Dewey again. He says, education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself.
Yes.
Education is life itself. So the act of just living and everything that happens, what Carla just alluded to it, in the process of living, education.
It's life.
Education happens.
Well, I based on my level of growth and development and maturity now, I've gotten to understand that life is a classroom.
Yes.
Yeah, life is really a classroom.
Yes.
Every second of your life
You learn.
is a learning process. So and it's important, and it's also very important the fact that you said to bring out the best in man, because in Grenada and to an extent to the region, some folks tend to think that education is how many certificates you have and the degrees and so forth, but it's more than that, much more than that. You don't need to have a certificate to be the best you.
Exactly.
As you mentioned that there are different types, but I'm not sure, Carla, there's anything